Welcome back to another episode in season 3 of Five Things. Shetty's on vacation for this season, and we'll introduce that guest host in just a second. Now, our topic today is a fun one. It is 5 characters that deserve or deserved to die on TV. So, I'm going to let everybody know right now, spoiler warning. Because we're going to get into topics of shows that you may be watching or currently streaming that you may find out that that character died or didn't die. So let me bring in today's episode's special guest host. It is Danny Vega.
What up, everybody? Danny Vega here, also known as Danny V. And as Dave said, I am the creator of the Danny Vega Show on YouTube. And you guys can always click the link wherever he has it around here somewhere. And then, yeah, so I do a bunch of reviews, and I'm a jack of all trades, and that's what the show is about. So just check out the Danny Vega Show if you're looking for any type of entertainment, and especially for movie reviews.
Yes, definitely go and check some of his movie reviews. I have to say, I did like the Sonic spoiler review that you did, which are your co-host there.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
nice.
Landon. It wasn't even supposed to be a spoiler review, but he spoiled it.
All right, so we'll be right back.
I am inevitable.
With us today is Nerdbox's own, my co-host on the Popcorn Confessional and several other shows. It is my wife, Jen.
Hey,
How's it going?
good. And as my husband stated, you can see me on Nerdbox with him, and we have been doing a lot of new stuff, like dropping news as we see it for movies and things like that. So check it out.
For somebody that is new and watching for the first time, how this works, we go round robin style, 5 rounds. We each go through our picks from 5 to number 1. And we're going to start with our guest first. So, Jen, you are up. Who is number 5 on your kill list?
Number 5 is William Price, Law & Order SVU, played by Pablo Schreiber.
Why? Who is he if somebody doesn't know about him?
He was horrible. I mean, granted, he's an amazing actor, and he was really good in the role because I hated him. But he kidnapped a cop, and he tortured her and raped her, and he was just a terrible person. So I wanted him to die.
Yeah, great actor. I have to agree with that pick. There may be a Law and Order person on my list, maybe 2.
Oh.
Yeah, he only does that to piss me off. So
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch Law and Order, so have no idea.
I've been watching Law & Order SVU since it debuted in 1999.
Wow. All I know from Law and Order is dun dun. That's it.
Dedication, that's all I'm saying.
I'll have to say, if you want to see some good acting over, what was it, 2 or 3 episodes? Those are the ones to watch, is with him in it.
Yeah, so the one with Pablo Schreiber, he was in, that one ran almost an entire season that he was in. That was a really long storyline, and he was amazing. He was very believable as a complete psychopath, but he really pissed me off. So
No, so my number 5 is actually Sung Woo from Squid Game.
Oh,
And that dude, man, he made me so mad because he betrayed every single person, including his best friend, who's the main MC. Man, when he betrayed Ali, I was like, no, man. I was really upset. I was like, he needs to die, and then he just kept not dying, and I was like, he needs to die until finally the way he went out was great symbolism in the show and whatnot. However, I wish it happened earlier.
Yeah.
So.
I agree with that. I loved Squid Game. I hated that guy. My daughter and I were really rooting for him to die the entire time. So
Yes.
I only seen it in clips because people watched it without me. It's a little bit of a throwback to the 80s, 1986 exactly. And all of us little kids at that time were devastated when we seen Optimus Prime die on screen. And he was replaced with an absolute asshole of an Autobot, and that is Hot Rod. My God, I hate Hot Rod. He was whiny. He always was trying to live up to Optimus Prime's legend, and he just wouldn't get shit done. I hate that Autobot. I'm glad, I wish he died. I wish they would have destroyed him in the movie instead of Optimus Prime.
Which is funny is because I grew up with older cousins, so watching that for the first time, and then what's funny is forgetting about that and rewatching it on YouTube. You're like, damn it, man! Because I don't know, man. Not Michael Bay's Optimus Prime, but his speeches were always dope. It always was the right thing when you needed it, and when you're a kid, you're like, just right here.
Yeah, and then they just replace him with that asshole. My God.
my number 4 is Greg Yates from Law & Order SVU, played by Dallas Roberts.
So I don't even know who that character is. So
Yes, you do. He's Milton from The Walking Dead.
Ah, all right. I think I actually seen that episode with him on the SBU.
Well,
That
it
was a good one.
wasn't an episode. That was another, like, I want to say 3 or 4 parts, and actually it was a crossover because it went in Chicago PD.
He was some sort of serial killer or something like that,
He was
right?
a serial killer, and he was like, it was just the way that he went about it. Like, he was definitely like, he would like paint their toenails, like he wanted them to be like all pretty, like, yeah, he was nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really good at it. He was really good at it. I definitely appreciated him as an actor, seeing him in that role, but he had to go.
I have to have Lord Baelish, aka Littlefinger from Game of Thrones. Weasel, man. I hated that guy. Such a little weasel, like always betraying people and like twisting people's words so they can fight each other. And it was all a part of his plan, like a puppet master. I hated him. I was so glad when they finally all figured it out and they killed him and he was begging like a little punk. I love that, man.
I loved you more than anyone.
And yet he betrayed me.
One day I'll get to watch that. I have to watch it when Jen's not around.
That's it. I'm leaving. In the honor of Chetty, out.
Number 4. This is a Chetty moment because it's more than one. It's the entire cast of Walking Dead Beyond. I hate every little kid that is on that show. From episode 1 to the end, I was rooting for them to die. I hated them all. Every single character. They annoyed me. I was hoping for zombies just to come out and bite them. I would turn on each other. I don't care. I just hated them all. They were all just absolutely horrible.
It's the Walking Dead, the world beyond. You don't even like ever say it right.
Look, see, that's how much I hated them. They make me even say the title wrong because they're just that horrible.
I don't even remember like any of their names. They were so forgettable. I definitely can get on board with that one. I hated every one of them. I wanted all those kids to die.
It's like the worst show ever. It is probably the worst zombie show I've ever seen.
It was. I mean, you had the one kid who, I mean, most of them thought they were like from Harry Potter or some shit. Like, I don't know. It was just weird.
I'm not gonna lie. Anytime a show goes away from its source material, like the comic books and stuff like that, that's when it just goes all the way downhill. And that goes for anime, TV show, movies. That's when you're like, ugh.
Clay Morrow, Sons of Anarchy.
How would Tara know? She's the one that gave him to you. You don't think I knew that, old man? Just leave her out of it, huh? Too late.
Oh, good one, good one.
I just didn't like him. I just did not like him. I think he was a terrible husband and he was a terrible father to Jax, even though he wasn't his father, but I just did not like him at all. He's a great person. We met him. He's really sweet. But on the show, no. I wanted him dead.
Yeah, Ron Perlman, the person I met, and I wanted to say to him, it's like, I thought you were much taller.
Yes.
Wait, Ron Perlman is short?
He's about the same size as me.
Yeah.
No
Well,
way.
Yeah.
I mean, I think like if he stands up straight, see the thing is he has like a little bit of that like hunch thing, so he definitely looks a lot shorter in person.
Man, when I saw Hellboy, I don't know why I imagined this dude like 7 feet tall. Like,
Yeah, not even close. I thought so too, but he's not.
wow. Ramsay Bolton, Game of Thrones. Boy, geez Louise. So this guy that was just nasty and evil, he would skin people alive and hang them on a crucifix to show everyone basically not to mess with him. And so that's what he did. He tortured characters. Poor Reek. But yeah, so what they did was he cut off his you know what and sent it to his dad's kingdom and stuff like that. So yeah,
Wow.
he was a piece of shit. However, even though when he died, I was like, yeah, finally. However, I felt like it was still too good for him. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So how he ends up dying, spoiler alert for anyone who's never watched Game of Thrones. It was it Sansa, right? Think so. I forgot which one of the sisters, but anyway, put him in his chamber where the dogs were, that he kept his dogs, and the dogs he would never he wouldn't feed them for days, so that's why they would eat humans. So basically she tied him up to a chair, put him where the dogs were, and they ate him alive. And I still
Damn.
felt like it was too good for him.
Damn. Is a Law and Order character. I think this character is a lot of the reasons why this show sucks now. It is Amanda Rollins. I hate her with a passion. I hate all the storylines with her in that show. It's gone from a crime drama show to a soap opera around her and her kid and a boyfriend and the ex-boyfriend. Every time I happen to catch a glimpse of that show, I'm glad I'm doing something else when it's on. She cannot die soon enough.
I can tell how you really feel.
Wow.
There's only one character on that show that I wanted to die more than her, and that was that one lawyer. And I was so excited because the episode that I happened to watch, they killed her off, but it was a bluff. They put her into witness protection.
She went
And
into
it's like,
witness.
oh, you just ruined it for me.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know what the hell, but like the last 3 episodes, Amanda Rollins wasn't even in it.
You watched them when I wasn't there, so you must be saving those episodes from when I'm sitting on the couch and you put them on.
I don't even know which episode she's going to be in and not be in, stupid, because her name is listed for all of them.
You know what? Carisi's not on my list, but he may make it on my honorable mentions because I hate him too.
Honestly, I really wouldn't care if he died.
Oh.
I don't like him. he's kind of a whiner.
Yeah.
My number 2 is Gemma Teller, Sons of Anarchy.
Mine too. Number 2 for me is Gemma as well.
2-for-1 special.
You know what? She was amazing in her role. She was, especially in, the season where some shit happened to her.
They raped me. All 3 of them. More than once.
It was honestly award worthy. She was really, really great, but she was not a good person. She was always scheming and doing shit behind people's backs. And I mean, let's face it, she killed the mother of her grandchild over something that the woman didn't even do.
Yeah, she was ultra controlling, right?
Yeah.
She was into all of Jack's business, trying to figure out who he was going to be married and paired with. And like Jen said, you know what? I'm going to attempt to kill this bitch to get her out of the way. So he goes and finds this other girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have to say, the acting, amazing. You think of her as Peggy Bundy. But my God, she is just on another level in that show. Hands down.
When I watched that show and I was like, I can't believe that's Peggy Bundy. Because she a whole other level. She was amazing. But she couldn't cut those apron strings with her son. So she had to go.
The little bit that I saw of her in that show showed her range so much that like you guys said, I couldn't believe it was the same actress. I just could not believe it. It was great.
I'm ready.
Numero dos. This is my last Game of Thrones character.
I mean, we're going back to Squid Game, or
oh, you'll see. You'll see that in this one. This one, I don't think anyone's gonna expect, because my number 1 literally boiled my blood so much that I could not breathe. Like I wanted to break my TV. But anyway, we'll get there. Joffrey from Game of Thrones is my number 2.
Fingers or your tongue? If you got to keep one, which would it be? Oh, I could just cut your throat.
And this kid, Dave, was the son of the king, right? And you find out that a whole bunch of other stuff that I don't want to ruin for you. But so he's the son of the king, and this kid was the most annoying, spoiled little piece of fucking shit that you could ever imagine, trying to rule. Like, he treated his uncle like shit. Like, he treated everyone like shit. He didn't even know that this dude was his dad. He even treated him like shit. Like, it didn't matter who you were. And he was such a pussy too, man. Oh, I hated him. He took all the credit, but was such a scaredy cat, would run away. Oh.
And go and find the Stark girl. I take my orders from the king. This way.
And he was so annoying. I'm telling you, Dave, this is one character I guarantee you that if you watch Game of Thrones, he's going to make your list. Guaranteed.
Probably.
I've heard some things. Like, I have a lot of friends who watch the show. I watched one episode. I tried. But I have friends who watch it, and I do see, like, they put up complaints. They would put up, like, their shit about him on Facebook. So
always. And he died brutally too, which was great. So he died a slow death. So I'm not gonna ruin it for you guys either. I'm telling you, go watch Game of Thrones up to probably like season 4 or 5, and then don't watch the rest, because that's when it just yeah.
I think from all the social media posts and hearing people talk, he probably is one of the most hated characters on TV.
Yes. And imagine he's my number 2. So who's my number 1?
I wonder, like I have to say here, I wonder if our number ones are all the same.
That's what I'm wondering.
We haven't discussed this beforehand, but there is one person out there that's awfully vile and fresh in everybody's heads.
I swear, if it's all of us got the same number one, it's gonna be creepy.
Yep.
All right.
So, Jen, what is your number one?
My number one is Wendy Bird.
Here it is.
Ozark.
It's a hat trick! 5 things hat trick!
Whoa!
Wow!
I cannot believe that's all of our number ones.
Oh,
Holy
I
shit!
hated her so much. I literally wanted to cry sometimes how much I hated her. I was like, why can't this bitch just die?
It's a good idea. And I did it for our family. What'd you do today? For our family.
She
Oh my
caused so many problems. She was a terrible wife. She was a terrible mother. She was a terrible business partner. She just sucked. She was a terrible sister. She had her mentally ill brother murdered.
I stop him? Do I stop him?
Baby, just breathe.
What are we doing? What am I doing? Oh, God.
Just take deep breaths.
What am I doing?
Oh, honey.
Okay, so spoiler alert for everybody that hasn't finished Ozark. Okay, you're warned now. When the van flipped over,
Yeah.
and she wasn't moving, I was like, yes,
yeah.
we got it. I was like, oh, sweet baby Jesus. And then she started moving. I was like, I was so upset, but I get why too. And you're absolutely right. She, even as horrible as she was, though, some of her plays actually benefited them, even though it was fucking horrendous.
Yes.
And you're like, damn it, I hate you, but you were right this time. However, I said it from season 1 all the way to the end of this season. Is if everyone just listened to Marty, none of this shit would have happened. Period.
Yeah.
None of it would have happened. Marty had to fix everyone's shit because nobody listened to him, especially Wendy. Oh.
Yes. Absolutely. Dave and I would constantly just talk about her when we watched the show. We're like, oh my God, does she die now? Like, I hated her. I hated her.
Since episode 1, like
Yes.
since they
From-
introduced her
Yes.
all the way to the end.
From the jump, hated her.
And what makes it worse is they killed off Ruth of all of them.
Yes.
Super spoiler alert for everybody.
My God.
You know what though, Ruth? Here's the deal. I saw the bonus features after of
We didn't watch that.
yeah. So I watched the bonus features of Ozark, and the plan was, you have these two families. You had the Langmores, and then also you had the Birds, right? And how basically they coincide, how they go together and whatnot. And it just showed how the Birds just destroyed the Langmore family. And it was inevitable for Ruth to die.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because Marty treated her like a daughter
Mhm.
and he really entrusted her. However, what surprised me about that was the fact that Wendy was the one that wanted to save Ruth in the end. And then he said, we can't. He's like, if we do, we're all going to die.
Mhm.
And Marty did. And I think that was in the show, the turning point. Because remember, they're like, oh, you just do what mom says. You just do what mom says. That specific was the turning point of like, Wendy, I ain't doing shit that you're saying. Like, I figured it out. We're out. Like, I love her, but no. And he was the one for the first time to make the hard decision. And Wendy was the one that was caving, like, no, we have to go save her. I thought that was cool.
Mhm.
Now, this show, as we all know, the opening credits always gave you the little Easter eggs was going to happen, right?
Yeah.
But here's the biggest thing that was in front of all of our faces the whole time is their last name is the Birds. They went from Chicago to the Ozarks. And essentially, when you introduce a new species into a new habitat, it destroys everything around it. And coincidentally, their name is Bird. So they got introduced into that area and they just wrecked everything around them.
Yep. Especially her. Ooh, I'm so mad right now.
Wow, what a way to end this show with a 5 things hat trick, and that's 2 now in the 3 seasons. I wonder if we'll have any more. Now we're gonna wrap this show up, but we're gonna have our honorable mentions appear in a later episode this week. So tune in for that. And before you do go, the most important thing to do is like this video so it expands the audience that is seeing this. Go over to Danny Vega's channel, subscribe to his channel, like his videos, because at the end of the day, it's all about independent podcasters, independent filmmakers, actors and actresses, and artists. So support us, help us bring them to the light, and we appreciate you. Jen, anything that you want to plug before you go?
No.
All right. So this has been Dave from 5 Things. Danny?
Danny V from the Danny Vega Show.
And Jen?
Jen from Nerdbox and Popcorn Confessional.
And we will catch you on the next episode of 5 Things where we talk about our honorable mentions. So until the next, see you.